We're almost a year into the government-imposed lockdown, and we've seen how affected industries pivot online to cope with the pandemic. Art in the Park is one of them, and for the second year in a row, the much-awaited art fair will be online. And for its 15th anniversary, there's a focus given on pottery. Now, let's bring in our guests today, two of the most renowned pottery artists here in the Philippines, power couple, John and Tessie. Petty John, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Paolo. It's nice to be here.
It's a real pleasure to have both of you. Now, John, Tess, I've had the unique pleasure and the unique perspective, really, of watching from the sidelines and seeing how pottery has evolved over the years. I've watched you guys, obviously, since I was very young. What can you say about how the pottery or studio pottery industry here in the Philippines has developed? How has it changed over the years?
Well, back in the early 80s when we started out, there were very few of us. There was only a handful of us. And we started teaching back in the 80s. And we've seen our medium grow to a huge extent. There are so many young artists now emerging.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to sort of talk about that a little bit. There seems to be a growing interest in the field of pottery, in studio pottery, and just in artisanship in general. There seems to be a greater appreciation for that, and I think that's brought a lot of a new audience towards the art. Would you agree?
I'm sorry, come again, Paolo. I can't hear.
Would you agree that there seems to be a greater interest in pottery and in the arts and in artisanship in general? It seems to have brought a greater appreciation for what you do now.
Yes. Yes, there's so many young people now starting with doing pottery, and so many people are interested in getting work, of all these potters.
Right.
Yeah, there's the galleries now. There are so many exhibitions. Like back in the day, we'd be lucky to have an exhibit once a year in ceramics or in pottery. But now it's almost every month you'll see some activity.
Right. Do you think?
And then with events like Art in the Park, the interest has even grown more.
Okay. Do you think that this growing interest has made people realize that oftentimes people often say, "Oh, why is studio pottery so expensive?" But I think when you actually have a hand or have a go in making it and appreciate the finer details, then you realize why you pay top dollar or top peso, in fact, for a studio pottery like this.
Well, pottery is really an affordable art, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's handmade things are a little more expensive than the things you might buy in the department store.
Right.
But you have to remember all the work and effort that goes into handmade stuff.
Exactly, that's what I was getting at.
But still, I think the potters make an effort to keep things affordable enough that you'd actually use them, and that's the important thing that people, art is not always just about looking at things on the wall, but it could be about touching things and using them. Drinking a cup of coffee in the morning could be a good experience.
Right. Okay, now Tess, you've been teaching pottery to a lot of people for many, many years now, but for those who want to learn the craft, apart from coming to Art in the Park and seeing your wares and actually seeing what there is to offer, you also offer workshops for people who want to get their hands dirty and actually have a hand and have a go at making pottery.
Yes. Teaching. So many workshops are open to teaching. Like there's this in UP, they started a ceramic course, and then there's Tahanan Pottery that teaches regularly Monday to Sunday.
It's in Timog.
That's in Timog, Quezon City, and a lot of the young potters are teaching also.
We give workshops and seminars also, but not on a regular basis, especially during this pandemic time. But hopefully when the pandemic is over, we might go back to more teaching.
Okay, I think a lot of people would be interested in that. We're seeing samples of your wares on screen. It's beautiful work. I think a lot of people are looking forward to actually appreciating some of the new pieces that you and other potters are offering in Art in the Park. Now, Art in the Park happens from February 21. That's this Sunday until February 28th. For more information on the art fair, just visit their website, artinthepark.com. PH. Thank you so much, John and Tessie Petty John, for being with us right here on New Day. Thank you so much.